Here are the things you need to survive winter this year. These are my cold weather must-haves to stay cute and cozy this winter from a girl who lives in Canada. And it has already hit -10 this month and it is November, so take it from me. And if you're new here, I'm Elsa, I live in Ottawa in Canada. I share vlogs, lifestyle reading and self-improvement content. And if you like the sound of that, you should definitely subscribe and check out my other videos. And if you're not new here, it's nice to see you again. Okay, so starting off strong, it is all about base layers. And I did a bit of research into this to see why layering works. And it's basically because every layer you put on traps a layer of air between it, and it allows that hot air to heat up and keep you warm. While if you're just wearing one layer, even if it's a warm layer, there's nothing to trap the hot air. Good base layers, I think, are thin and comfortable, and you can wear them as leggings or as a top, or they're perfect to layer underneath normal clothes. I'm going to link everything I can down below, and for base layers, I want to recommend the Uniqlo Heat Tech layers. I invested in them for the first time this year because I moved to Ottawa, and they are so worth it. They fit perfectly underneath clothes and they are so comfortable. But I also want to say you can also wear leggings, just like normal activewear leggings. Last year when I was skiing, I literally wore Lululemons just under my ski gear. It's more the idea of layering that really does the work. So if you can invest, Uniqlo has some really great ones, but if you can't, you can do it with things you already have. Also, just a basic pair of tights is really good for this. And I also wanted to mention, talking about tights and leggings, I have a pair of fleece leggings that I absolutely love, and they're really nice, thick and comfortable base layer. Another thing you need this winter is really good moisturizer and hand cream. I can tell when it starts to become winter because my skin, it just sucks all the moisture out of it. And you can take these recommendations from me because I'm a dry skin girly all year round, but like I said, in winter it gets even worse. Okay, so we're going to talk about all different types of moisturizer. For face, I love the CeraVe moisturizer. It's just the basic one in the white and blue bottle. I use this all year round and I use it twice daily at least. And then if I'm feeling really dry and I feel like I need another layer, I'll use the Verse Skin Coat Moisturizer because this is much thicker and it can help seal everything in. For my hands, I'll use the Sage Liquid Sunshine Hand Cream. I got this earlier this year and it is so good and I love the scent of it. And don't forget your hands when you're moisturizing. It is so important, and dry cracked hands is just the worst feeling. For my body, my favorite moisturizer is the Ren Pure Body Lotion. Particularly, I really like the mint and eucalyptus one. I've been using this for ages and they are a really good price at Walmart, and they often go on sale for like $5. I've also started adding body oil to my routine, and I layer this with the body lotion. I just have one from Amazon, and I actually got it because I wanted to start creating a bit of a scent bubble, and so I got one that is vanilla and rose scented. Again, I'll have things linked down below if you want to check them out, but it is so moisturizing, especially when you layer it with the Ren Pure body lotion. To survive the winter, you need a long coat, and I actually made a TikTok about this because when winter first started here, I was wearing my really warm coat, but my legs were really cold, and I made a TikTok and I asked the Canadian girlies, and they came through and they said long coats are an essential, and they were so right. It is a thick layer that covers most of your body if it's long, and it is like wearing a blanket. It also blocks the wind, which can make you really cold when you're outside. I will try put some pictures up of my favorite coats. Unfortunately, my favorite coat I got a couple years ago for Christmas, and I have no idea where it's from. I think it's from the Notting Hill markets in London, so I can't link that, but I'll put some pictures up. It's just like a long coat. But I have been eyeing up the Old Navy long puffer jackets, and I will link that down below if they're still in stock. I'm dying to get one. Another thing you need talking about coats is at least one waterproof coat, and I found this out the hard way when I was living in Vancouver last year. Depending on where you live, water resistant will not cut it, and like I said, I found that out the hard way. I went out in my water resistant coat, and in the Vancouver rain I was just soaked through, and then wearing a bunch of heavy, wet, cold layers, and it was miserable. Now where I live in Ottawa, I don't need a waterproof coat so much, but I do think it is really useful to have at least one waterproof coat or a waterproof shell layer that you can layer over things if you're traveling, or if you do just get some heavy rain no matter where you live. So like I said, I have some water resistant jackets which are fine, but my ski jacket is entirely waterproof, so that is kind of my go-to, and it is from Amazon, so I can link it. While we're talking about waterproof things, let's talk about waterproof shoes. Again, I found this out the hard way. Sneakers just won't hack it when you're in the rain. And why I'm going on about the waterproof stuff is because staying dry is the easiest way to stay warm, and having the right gear makes your winter so much more enjoyable and means you can have so much more fun when the weather's a bit more extreme. I have a pair of waterproof Steve Madden boots. They are so good and they look really cute. They are the Halleys. I love them. They're really comfortable. I've done so many walks in these and they never give me blisters. And Steve Madden has a really good range of things that are marked as waterproof, so you can check that out. My boyfriend also wears Timberlands, which are great. I also have a pair of Michael Kors Après boots, which are quilted waterproof and really good for the snow, but I cannot find the link to them. Another key thing, and now this isn't so much a clothing item, but it's to have blankets all around your house. tights. This is a great way to stay warm and cozy at home, and I've been researching hygge a lot, which is a Danish concept about staying warm and comfortable and cultivating a cozy environment, and blankets are a great way to do this at home. If you want to hear more about hygge and having the best time this winter, I actually have a podcast episode called My Cozy Girl Guide to Winter, and I have so many tips in that, so you can check that out. I will link that. But in terms of how I implement this, we have throws on all the beds and couches. The cats love them, I love them, we all cozy up on them. And also I find that a lot of throws are a bit thin, especially if they're more just for decoration. Actually what I've been doing is just getting duvets, so like cheaper duvets from Walmart or Amazon. We have a bunch of those and they are so soft and cozy. Another thing which might not be an essential, but if you live somewhere really cold and want to look cute and cozy, I can highly recommend it, is faux transparent fleece tights. I invested in these recently because again I haven't lived somewhere cold enough before Ottawa to warrant these, but I finally do and they're really good. They're basically fleece leggings or tights that look like you're wearing normal thin transparent tights. So they're kind of like a skin color and then have a layer over top. So when you wear them, it looks like your legs wearing tights, but they're furry, they're thick, they're warm, they're really good, and it means you can wear skirts and dresses and look really cute even when it's cold out. I got mine off Amazon and they do tend to run a bit small, as I learned from the reviews, and I read a lot of the reviews and they said the foot part of them were particularly small because a lot of them are one size only, so I recommend getting footless ones like stirrup ones, and it'll make the sizing a lot more inclusive, which is what I did. Another hygge home thing is cozy lighting. Feeling warm and cozy, as I mentioned previously, is massively about your environment as well as what you're wearing and what you're doing. With the days being darker and shorter, creating a cozy environment with soft lighting is so important, and I can attest to that. It is, let's see what time it is. It is not even 5 p.m. and it is pitch black out there. I cannot see out the window. I got ready to film and suddenly pitch black and I had to put on all these lights around me. But that's the good thing about having so many lights. You can create that sort of warm environment even when it's dark outside. Some great ways to do this over winter is to use Christmas lights, even if it's past Christmas, to use lots of nice lamps, and also dimmable lights are great. And in my bedroom I have a small sort of LED night light which I use for reading, and I actually change it to red light because that is really good before you sleep and it is so cozy and nice. The last clothing cold weather must have I have is something to cover your ears and nose, basically your facial extremities. We all know you need gloves for your hands, but I think we do forget about these other places that are susceptible to getting really, really cold. And it's even more important because when you're out you can tuck your hands into your pockets, but what are you going to do with your ears and your nose? So for your ears, beanies are really great, and I really want to invest in an ear warmer this year, but anything that covers your ears like a hat is perfect. And for your nose, I actually invested in a balaclava for the first time this year, which is going to be so good, honestly, just for walking around in Ottawa, but also for winter sports like skiing. However, you don't have to buy anything. A really well wrapped scarf, I'm sure you saw that balaclava trend on TikTok a couple years back, I'll try to put a photo up of it, can definitely do the job. And the last thing you need to survive the winter is hot cups of tea. There is nothing better on a cold day than a hot cup of tea. It just warms you from the inside out. A couple of my favorites, I've been loving this chocolate peppermint one from President's Choice. I love a really good well-spiced chai. I always have chamomile every night before bed, and I love a classic English breakfast, of course. I hope this helped if you're getting ready for winter or if you just moved to a place that's really cold like I did. These are my cold weather favorites and must-haves. Again, I'll have them all linked down below. And if you have any questions, if there's anything I've forgotten, just leave them in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, please do like and please do subscribe because I'd love to see you guys next time. And yeah, just thank you again so much for watching.